Today, as the title suggests, we are streaming bottle opening basics. But there are two basic styles of bottle openers. So the first style, the one that I learned first really, is the round bottle opener. So here is a round bottle opener that I made. So you put this top area on the cap itself and then hook this little divot underneath of the bottle cap, and then you use it as a lever to pull the cap off. The second style of bottle opener is more of a forked bottle opener. I don't have, or like that you would find on like a Swiss Army knife or a multi-tool. I don't have one that I have currently made, but the way this works is you place the long end on top of the cap, the short end of the fork below the cap, and then you leverage it up to pop the cap off. There are as many ways of decorating a bottle opener as there are crafters who create. Where we're going to focus today is the actual mechanical part of the bottle opener. What I've got here is I've got a piece of round stock. This is a 1/2 inch round stock, and I have our default 1/4 inch square stock. So for the round stock, I have planned to do the round open. And for the square stock, it's kind of skinnier. We're going to draw that out and make the long forked bottle opener. First things first, I gotta turn on the forge. We can make it work for us today. There we go. So I think we're going to start with our square stock, and we're going to start with that straight hook because the straight bottle opener, because it is the simpler of the two designs. So into the forge we go. So for the start of a bottle opener, the basic bottle opener, we are going to hammer out the section that allows us to open the bottle. So we are thinning out the tip of the bottle opener with a slightly angled hammer right up against the edge of the anvil, very similarly to the leaf. However, this time we're only going to be smashing down on one side. We are not going to continue the taper on the 90 degree, and we're not going to flatten it out or like center it by hammering on both sides of the same base. So we're going to continue to flatten that out. Okay. So we're going to continue to thin out that edge, because the thinner it is, the better it's going to function. So the next job that we're going to do is we are going to start tapering out the backside a little bit so that it's a little bit thinner and a little bit easier to bend out. And I want to round out the whole piece. So that's going to be our next steps. All right, so we're going to start with this taper. So for this, we are going to start very similarly to how we started the bottle opener section. So we're going to do on 90 degrees. We're going to do both the height and the width. And we're going to establish a point, the skinniest section of the taper. We're not going to go too far at first because I want to make sure that we don't crack it. The smaller it is, or like this nose is, the easier it will be to crack it off when it cools, because the amount of material that you have here, it'll cool a lot faster because there's less there. And if you hit it when it's too cold, it'll start cracking, and I don't want to break it off. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with a decent nose, but it's not going to be too sharp. So yeah, I'm going to go back into the forge. Like I said, we are starting with our straight section. So we are continuing the taper. So we're tapering back just to give ourselves a little bit of a thinner piece of steel so that we can kind of wrap it around. And that is the most simplistic way to go about this. All right, we're going to continue that taper. We are almost there. Man, I am not holding my hammer very well today. Okay. All right, so we've got this little area here, and we're gonna start hammering it down and around. If we could do that, it would be great, but I dropped it, so. Gotta reheat it. And I can hold it just by its corners. And so that's how it you know, how it works. So it's real nice and easy. So we are stepping this back. And we're still a little bit on the thick side, it looks like. So maybe on Monday when we do this again, we'll taper it back out a little bit more thinly. So we've started that curl. We're gonna bring this section back a little bit on our next heat so that we have enough space to get the bottle cap underneath of there. And I mean, that's like still really basic. It will still function once we like pull those apart a little bit, but it's kind of, you know, fast and ugly. All right, so I'm gonna go over to the horn. We're gonna pop this up like so. So we've now popped up the bottle opener, and we'll bring that down a little bit so that it's centered on there. So, and then, so now we can use the opener by like hooking under the cap and popping up like this. So hopefully this functions. We can, but yeah, that should function pretty well. After we're done with or at the end of the stream, I will open a bottle with this and we'll see how functional it really is. So. quench that off. So, like I said, black metal, pretty dangerous, but yeah. So back with our bottle, a nice frosty bottle. Okay, yes, this functions. So what you do is you hold it on this end over here and you can pull it up and it'll open it right up. So this is the first style. I think this is the most simplistic style of bottle opener. So yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, you open it like this. But yeah, it's a very simple style of bottle opener, and you can add whatever else you want to this style, decorate it however you like.